Morning, everybody. Thanks for coming to paint with me today. You know, I'm going to try something completely different, and I'm going to do we're going to call it a modified bloom swipe. I don't usually do swipes, and the reason for that is because I suck at it. But last night I was thinking, how hypocritical is that when I tell everybody it's just paint, it's just technique, and it's just paint, and what do you have to lose? So I did a swipe last night, and I was really quite happy with the results. But I tried to videotape it. My daughter was up here at the time with my new grandbaby, and we knocked my tripod over with my phone in it. It landed upside down in my piece. So video ended, but the piece was fine. So let's try this again this morning. I've mixed some random colors, and I'm just going to do this exactly the same way I did it yesterday, and we're going to hope for the best. It was pretty fun, actually. It's a first swipe that I've done that I was actually pleased with. Usually they just come out horrible. Now these are weird colors, so I don't know about this, but I'm trying to go for a more fall, earthy color. It feels like fall today. It's chilly. I actually caved and lit my fire, which I try not to do this early in the season, but I thought, oh, this is dumb. Home by myself, freezing to death seems stupid. Here we go, a little bit of copper. Some red. Let's put some red in there, you guys. Red tends to take over, so I'm not going to use a lot of it. Cadmium yellow. It's my favorite yellow. It's dark and deep and beautiful. And just for maybe a little bit of contrast, we're going to put a little bit of Payne's gray in here and go from there. How about some 24 karat gold? Gotta have bling. Somebody asked me on Facebook why my gold is so sparkly, and I'm not really sure. I use the same gold everybody uses, I think, 24 karat. Seems to be the prettiest of all the golds and the one that truly looks gold. So I'm not sure. All right, we're going to throw some lime in here because I like it. No other reason than that. Not necessarily everywhere, and we're going to ignore that blob that I just gupped up. Okay. Let's just get that off. And black cell mix, you guys. Gonna just randomly throw it on in a line. Okay, that's it. So usually when I swipe, I've been using paper towel like everybody, and I struggle with it. I've had a really hard time. My swipes are always ugly. I hate them. So I took a piece of, actually it was a salad box, and just cut it down, and it seems to work better for me when I can see how much paint I'm dragging. And yeah, it was cheap, it was free, and it works. So we're going to do it like that. And keep in mind, you guys, I am totally new with swiping, so kudos to all you people that swipe regularly, because I've seen some absolutely amazing swipe pieces. I am going to leave lots of white like that, and you'll see why. Because I need the white if I'm going to modify my swipe. I need the white for contrast. Too much junk here. I can't swipe in that direction. This is fun, all these different techniques. You know what? I tell everybody the same thing. Pick one technique that you're fond of and concentrate on that, because every single one of these techniques is a slightly different formula that you mix your paints. And don't be like me. When I first started doing this, I couldn't do one style. So then I tried to use the same mixes and the same mediums and do something else. Well, you know what? It didn't work because they're all very different. So pick a style. You know, I believe it or not, started with bloom pours. And I had lots of epic fails. I spent a lot of time in the kitchen. I didn't take the course because I thought, oh, I can figure this out. And I did, but I could have probably paid for the course 10 times over and learned from the master herself, but I didn't. So you know what? Pick a style, do your research, figure it out. What do you like? And then go from there. You know, perfect one thing before you move on to something else, I guess is what I'm trying to say. So I'm moving on to swipes. For now, I'll go back to blooms because they are my favorite. But for now, let's see what we can do with swiping. Take a little bit this way. Okay, let's tilt this around and see what we can come up with. I'm just going to tip this towards me, guys. I know you can't see, but it's so hard to tip it back. Turn it and tip it back to you. Okay, I'm going to stop there because, as you all know, if I'm going to modify it, I need to do it now and later. So we're going to take our kebab stick, you guys, and we're just going to go through this piece the same way I do the blooms. I'm just going to do it like that. Like we say, it's only paint, you guys. You can bend it, twist it, shape it, modify it, do whatever you want. Just don't be intimidated by it. And I get it. I totally get it. You know, you do something and you like it and you don't want to F it up, pardon the expression. And then you don't really grow. You don't progress. You know what? I've screwed up so many pieces and kicked myself later for why didn't you just leave it alone? And it's like, well, if I had left it alone, I wouldn't have learned what I learned. So don't be afraid to just go in there and muck about with it. Bigger lines make bigger spaces. Same as in the bloom pours. I'm rubbing it on my hand because I can feel the dish soap in my cloth. And if I keep rubbing it with the same soapy things, it's going to do weird things. I know it. So let's go back this way. My daughter's up. I can hear the Keurig coffee machine downstairs. Which means my grandbaby will be joining us very soon. Which is always exciting. She's 3.5 weeks old this week. Very cool. I feel very blessed to have her in the house. It's an opportunity that most grandparents don't get to share. I've been there through every step of the pregnancy. Obviously not labor and delivery, but yeah, it's been very cool. The universe turns in the way it's supposed to. I had a long-term tenant and she unfortunately is no longer with us. And it was the perfect time for my daughter and her partner to move in. And I get to be a grandma full-time from upstairs. You can use your stick as an eraser too, guys. I think I've mentioned that a million times, but we're going to do it again. Okay, we're going to take this. I'm just going to go in a little bit more. We're going to stretch it out again. And we're just going to keep doing it. We're going to keep working this piece just like we're doing. Again, I apologize for tipping it away from you guys, but My cat yelling at me for no other reason than because he can. He runs in one door and comes back out the other and stands and screams at me from that door. Drives me absolutely insane. Anybody that says cats are quiet and easy pets, they haven't met mine. I'm going to tip this corner right off. Okay, let's go back in. Some pretty fun things going on here. I'm not sure where to go back in. I just try to keep, I mentioned this too, I probably didn't do it, and I apologize for not being quite as talkative. I'm just sort of trying to look at things. Try to drag light over dark and dark over light. Contrasting lines gives you that look. You can see what's going on. You know, it's not very interesting if you're trying to drag brown over brown. It just, there's nothing to see. So you want to go in and intersect pretty lines like that. I like this, but you know what? Kind of need something. My black might have been a little bit thick. It didn't sort of spread as much as I would like, but that's the way it goes sometimes in the process of learning. Maybe something in here. It's like the more I play with acrylic paint, the stranger and weirder I become, if you can believe that. All right, let's tip this some more, you guys. We're gonna just keep going here. It's a long video and I apologize for that, but can't do much about it. It's a process that takes time. I'm gonna lose some of these little squirrely things, but that's okay. Oh, I just dribbled paint on my toes. Can you hear him out there? Okay, guys. I could keep going, but I don't know. Maybe a few little ones. What do you think? Okay, guys, I think I'm just about done here. I like it. I like it a bunch. I gotta do something with this corner though because I didn't put enough paint down there. I don't really want to tip it all sideways, so we're just gonna run some paint over the edge. One's here. Oh goodness, I missed all my corners, you guys. Oh, I didn't miss that one. Okay, you know what? Since I dropped a bunch of paint on the ends, I'm just going to give it a quick tilt in either direction. All right, we are going to call that done. I'm going to wipe my hands, bring you down, have a closer look. It's pretty fun. I'm okay with that. Apologize for the mess, but that's the way it goes. Okay, here we go, guys. Yeah, look at that. Look at all these fun little areas. Okay, thanks for watching. See you next time.